The pensions campaign is hugely important for women workers and all equality-seeking groups because oftentimes people have worked their whole lives in maybe less than full-time work, but they've worked hard. And what they come out of it with is a pension that is going to leave them making a choice about whether they buy their medication or whether they live in a rat trap place, whether they have food to eat, whether they go to food banks. And that's not the life that we see for people who've worked hard and contributed hard to the workplaces, to their communities, and to their country. This should be a life of dignity for women workers, and we want to make sure that it's there for people. We're concerned about women's pensions rights because we know that a lot of women still live in poverty as retirees. The poverty rate for women workers is about double what it is for men workers when they retire. And when you look at the research for single, divorced, or widowed women, the poverty rate is just close to 46%. That's absolutely unacceptable that anybody, woman or man, would live in poverty as a retiree. It comes, though, because of women's wage gap through all of their working lives. Certainly there are other equality-seeking groups with similar pension concerns because what we see is there's the unemployment rates for a number of equality-seeking groups, but there's also the pay gap for those groups. So what we know is that workers of color have a pay gap of about 13%, but when they're retirees, it's about 28% in terms of the retirement income that they get. We know that the unemployment rate for Aboriginal Canadians is excessively high, way higher than other Canadians. And we know that the unemployment rate for workers with disabilities is also very high. Many of those workers have part-time jobs. They have casual jobs, temporary jobs, and so they don't have a regular income that's going to be contributing to a pension plan. So anybody basically who doesn't have full-time, full-year job, which is paid at a rate that is paid for the equality of the value of their work, they're all affected. If you're underpaid and underemployed or unemployed during your work life, the pension issue is going to affect you. Our action plan is to engage Canadians about the discussion about what needs to be done on pensions. Our action plan is to ensure that all politicians and all of our members know that we need to double the Canada Pension Plan. We need to bring seniors up to the poverty line on guaranteed income supplement, and that we have to have pension insurance. Those are all achievable. They're not hugely financially burdensome for people. We want to help equality-seeking workers win better pension rights because we know that by assisting equality-seeking workers, we're also assisting all workers. When we ask and want to double the Canada Pension Plan, we know that that's going to help all workers, but especially those who've had part-time jobs or periods of unemployment. When we're looking to double or increase the guaranteed income supplement, we know that that's going to help those workers that have been at the bottom so much. And when we are saying we want pension insurance, it's going to ensure that those workers from equality-seeking groups that did have a small workplace pension are going to be able to access that, and they're not going to have their money stolen by their employer, by junk bond holders, by other people who get in the line ahead of them when there's a bankruptcy. The Canada Pension Plan covers 93% of Canadians. Can you imagine if those 93% of Canadians actually had a pension plan that worked for them? It is the best pension plan for all people, and we need to make sure that it's there for everybody for a life of dignity.